Hi kindergartners, today we're going to be doing lesson 3-8 in your math book. We are going to be looking at patterns, how numbers make patterns, and we are going to be looking at wholes and looking to find the parts within that whole.
Can you show 7 in different ways? Here is one way. There are 7 shells. How many counters do you see?
We see 7 counters for our 7 shells.
There are 7 counters. Some counters are yellow. Some counters are red. The different colors show parts of 7. What are the parts?
So we can see that the parts are yellow and red, but we need to find out how many are in each part. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is one part, and 1, 2. 2 is our second part. So our parts are 5 and 2, and our whole all together is 7 shells.
One part is 5. One part is 2. How can you use counters to show the different ways to make 7? Make a pattern to help you. Start with 7 yellow counters. What are the parts of 7?
So here we can see it looks like there's just one part because all of the counters are the same color. So they're one part altogether. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 0 red. So our second part is 0.
One part is 7. The other part is 0. You can tell that one part is 0 because there are no red counters. Here is another way to make 7. There are 6 yellow counters. There is 1 red counter. What are the parts?
So the parts have changed. Now there are 6 and 1, but the whole is still 7. A pattern means it repeats or it continues. So we're going to see that each time we make a different way to make 7, the parts change by just changing one counter to the other color. Let's watch and see.
One part is 6. The other part is 1. You already know that you can make 7 with a part of 5 and a part of 2.
Here's our pattern. We can see one change to the other color.
Make a pattern to find the rest of the ways to make 7. The pattern shows different ways to make 7 using yellow and red shells. How can you be sure you found all the ways to make 7?
So we can see with our eyes the pattern. We can see each time we move down, one more changes to red. We can also use our numbers to tell. So every time there is a red added, that number gets bigger by 1. And then the yellow, the amount of yellow gets smaller by 1. So we can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. Here, this number is going to go down and this number is going to go up by 1. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So this number is going up by 1 and this number is going down by 1. Because we still have the same whole, we still have 7 always.
You can make sure each way is different from the others.
All right, so let's take a look at our pages for today. We are doing lesson 3-8. It starts on page 181. On the first page, you are going to help Jackson. He has a sandcastle and he has 3 shells at the beach. And you are going to show the different ways he can decorate his sandcastle with his 3 shells. Some of them are red and some of them are yellow. So he might start with 3 red and no yellow shells. And then he might do 2 red, which will leave him with 1 yellow shell if there's 3. All of these have to equal 3 So we might do 3 and 0. We might do 2 and 1. We might do 1 red and 2 yellow. So you have to find all of the different ways to make the number 3 with 2 parts. Now we're going to flip to the next page. And you are going to help Jackson. So these pictures will be helpful for you while you are working through this lesson today. So Jackson has 6, the whole is 6 buckets at the beach with him. Here he showed one way to make 6. 6 yellow and 0 red. Now you are going to start your number pattern. So I'm going to take out my yellow. And instead of 6, this number is going to go down by 1. So 1 less than 6 is 5. So I'm going to make 5 yellow, and then that will leave me with 1 red. And you can color in the buckets as you make them. So I'm going to color in this one red. It's hard to do on the computer, and then you'll make the rest of them yellow. And you are going to continue that pattern. So we just did 5 yellow and 1 red. So on this page, I would do 4 yellow, because that's 1 less than 5. This number is getting less by 1. And then that would leave me with 2 red. This number is getting bigger by 1. Last time we only had 1 red, now we have 2. And you're going to continue to increase the number by 1, get bigger by 1 each time for red, and get smaller by 1 or less by 1 for the yellow. On this page, this is a challenge page. You are going to see what would come next for his beach balls. And then you are going to do the same thing with shells, but this time he doesn't have 6. The whole is different. The whole is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to find the different ways to make 4 with 2 parts. The first way he shows is with 0 red and 4 yellow. Now this number is going to get bigger by 1, so now there's 1 red, and this number gets smaller by 1. There are 3 yellow. So you're going to continue that pattern with the shells. And then on this page, you are going to read these questions with your student, and then you are going to fill in the numbers for that pattern. And it ends on page 186. And that is our math lesson for today.